scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life, and I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
You nailed it,
That is
dude. You
good.
nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. And you visually transformed into fucking Joe Rogan there,
You
dude.
did.
You fucking,
Oh, Joe Rogan. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you did. You visually transformed
That's
yourself into Joe Rogan. It was amazing.
You're watching the Big Room live on Twitch. You're the Big Room. You're watching the Big Room live on Twitch. Yeah.
Hey,
Pabba-la-doo-boosh. Pabba-la-doo-ba-doo-boosh.
we are up and running once
Yes,
again.
sir.
Whew, just in the nick of time on that one, huh?
Just in the nick of time. Just
All right.
just barely.
Were you able to get your admin login, BB?
Yeah. I've got it all here.
Perfect. All right.
Here we go.
Feel
Let me
free
get
to
this
add
up.
stuff to it as you get a chance over the next couple weeks. But yeah, I wanted to call. Well, since TK's not here, hey, there we
There
go.
we go.
That's why we have two of us.
That's right.
That's why we got co-hosts. Good job. Good jobby. I couldn't find that one.
Yibbidi-boo. Yeah,
Boo.
I found my big room cache of stuff.
Perfect.
But
Perfecto. Well, while we're waiting on the monk,
yeah, sure. Your big news story.
yeah, man. So crazy news story and a lesson. So this is another expensive lesson that Ad Hoc
Oh, okay.
like $5,000 lesson.
What?
Yeah, I got screwed out of $5,000 yesterday.
How?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what happened. Oh, wait. Let me show you. I think I can show you. Because I was so incensed that I made a video. Let me show you the video. This is it right here.
It's looking for something. Okay. That's a great cover.
Can you hear the audio?
No, I don't hear the audio. Nope. I see the video, but I don't hear no audio.
All right, let's try again. Jalapa Jesus. I don't know this. Okay, so we go to share screen. The audio share tab is automatically on. It's on. But maybe if we just do it from the Chrome tab. Let's try this way. All right. Tell me if you can hear it this time. Can you imagine? Can you hear it?
I heard. Yeah, I heard something there. Yeah.
But I wonder if it. Okay, let's try again. Something at a store. Seeing one price, and then you get home, and you see on your receipt that everything that you bought at that store was marked up by $700 to $1,000. Everything on your whole receipt, each item marked up. The tag says one thing. You take it to the counter, they process it. Thank you, sir. Here's your credit card. You get home, you look on the receipt, and every single item marked up $700 to $1,000. That's what happened to me today on the Robinhood exchange. That's why I'm making this video, because they're doing the crypto community dirty. And I know it's just a crypto community. I'm going to tell you why. I had a Roth IRA account on Robinhood. I still do. But I got excited about the crypto, what's happening in the crypto world, and I'm a long-term investor in Bitcoin, and I pulled everything out of my normal stock portfolio, $7,000, and I moved it into. They have a separate section on Robinhood to buy, sell, trade crypto. So I move it into there so that I can buy some Bitcoin. I'm excited to buy Bitcoin. I'm excited. I want to get my Bitcoin shares up because what's happening and, paying attention. You guys are watching this video. Yeah, makes sense. So I move it over and I start buying. Now, I'm not just throwing shade at Robinhood. I brought the receipts. I took screenshots and I'm going to share them with you. Everything's on the blockchain, okay? But they're cheating on the blockchain because they showed me one price, and when you click the buy button, it says transaction.
Hey, here
complete.
comes Monk.
And then you got to look real small down in the corner, and it shows. Bring him in.
There he comes. There he is.
Hey, Monk and Jafar.
Uh-oh. I think he's in outer space. Yeah, he's...
Monk in outer
space.
Cheers. Hey, so did I miss the big reveal? Am I coming in clear?
He was in the process of
Revealing himself.
Of throwing the story, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jafar's on our way down. We were just working. Ballin is putting together their awesome outfit for the Winter Wonder Ball on Saturday.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any chance of you guys being able to attend?
Wonder Balls.
I don't know if I'm going to. Laura's going to be coming out here.
Yeah,
what?
She should be. She was there for the first one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bad weather on Saturday.
For who? Pussies.
No, that's why Lauren said her plan was she's going to Purple Madness.
She did say that.
Yeah, she's going to Purple Madness Friday, but then she thinks she's going to come here, but she's not sure she'll be able to make it home because they're calling for icy roads.
Oh, that's Johnstown though. That's in John. If she
That's
comes here, yo, T, send her an invite. Did you not invite her directly?
She has to work on Saturday.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's cool. You know what my costume is for Wonder Ball?
Is it finally the testicle window jeans?
Yes, it's the opposite of the Prince outfit. I got the testicle window, and
I'm
gonna hang my Winter Wonder Balls out, and each of them are gonna look like
glitters.
They're gonna be
little ornaments.
Yeah, one's gonna be red, and one's gonna be green ornaments.
You could do that with rubber bands and time. If you start putting rubber bands on the one, by Saturday it'll be green, and then you want to put the rubber band on the other one like an hour or two before the show, it'll be red.
Yeah.
Hey, Jafar, everybody.
Hey. Did you tell him the terrible toddy joke you told us that killed you? Do you remember it?
I don't.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Wait. So the setup is Fen says, sometimes late at night, Fen is like, Dada, tell us a joke. Just make something up.
This was in the car.
So it was late at night in a car. And Fen says, Dada, joke. And I'm like, I'm on. And
knock, knock.
Who's there?
Toddy.
Toddy who?
What are you toddying about? It's Toddy Waddy. Was that it?
Close, yeah. What are you toddy about? It's me.
Oh, it's me.
It's
Toddy. And I was driving, and thank God I was, because he nearly died.
I killed
He
him.
killed himself. And the kids were in the back, and they were laughing, and I was like, do not encourage your father. Well, they weren't laughing at first, but then after a while,
They were laughing at me.
they would just repeat it. It's me, Toddy. And he would start laughing again, and I was like, don't encourage it.
Then they were working on the perfect like negative space in between the lines. And they were
Right, the timing, yes.
Toddy.
You.
That is great. That is
No,
great.
no, Toddy Waddy.
Toddy Waddy.
Yeah. What do you?
Toddy Waddy. Toddy
Waddy. Maybe it isn't Toddy Waddy. It's just Toddy. I don't know.
Toddy.
Toddy. What are you Toddy about?
That's great.
Thanks.
Toddy Waddy.
And then I was like, oh my God, you got to get in the big room with Adam, because that would have killed him too. I could just see you like.
I love it. I love it. Toddy Waddy. How is does anybody else say Toddy Waddy? Where did that come from?
Not live to tell about it.
Yeah, we had to kill Graham up the hill because of it.
Toddy Waddy.
My little Toddy Waddy. And
she had a gift for ruining names, isn't that right, Mark?
Yeah.
Right, Mark.
Marky.
Do you remember that on Ad Hoc's birth certificate? It says
Mark. Yeah, it says Mark. Yeah.
But he was little Marky.
And it was nails on a Marky. It was nails on a chalkboard to Janet, and she just was like, nope.
Adam is
2 months old, and she was like, done. It's done.
Ruiner. She said.
She had a gift.
I would have been Mark. That story cracks Cynthia up. Cynthia sometimes will go, Marky.
Marky Mark. And
he loves
it. And the Toddy bunch.
And the Toddy Waddies.
Marky Mark and the Waddy
bunch. That story's hilarious. Because when we went, because it was a moment of like strife. Like we were, I had the time we got married.
Oh, your birth certificate.
Yeah, like I had to extend, like it was like crazy. Like we didn't get in. Then they called us and said, can you come tomorrow? And I'm like, my plane's leaving tomorrow. Let me see if I can change my flight. I changed my flight. We went down there, and I'm like, we're going to go through this thing, and they're going to get to my passport, and they're going to see my birth certificate's different. And I'm going to have to explain this.
First time I was ever really aware.
And that's when she heard the story.
The issue was when I bartended at Gino's in Lawrenceville, and you were down there drinking, and Gino was down at the end of the bar, and he didn't know you were my brother-in-law, and his wife took your debit card and then went to him, and then he calls me over, and he's like, that guy's drinking under a false identity. He's telling everybody his name is Adam, but his debit card says Mark on it. And I was like, no, that's his legal name. No, it's okay. He's with me. It's okay. Gracious.
That's
fantastic.
I don't remember what card might have had that on, but
that's a long time ago.
I don't remember that, but
oh yeah,
it must have been a credit card or something. And
Gino's,
that's the reason. The reason I went to Scotland with the theater troupe a day before everybody else and came home a day before everybody else and subsequently met Zagrus because of it was because I auditioned under the last name McCain, Rebecca McCain, and they hired me and they bought plane tickets for everybody with this group discount. And then I mailed them a check. And my legal last name was on the check, and they called me and they were like, who's this? And I'm like, that's me. And they were like, no, your last name's McCain. And I was like, no, that's just a stage name. And they were like, well, we bought you under this other name. And so in order to keep the discounted ticket, I had to fly out the day before everybody else. First time going out of the country.
Wow.
20 years old. Fly all by myself to London and then get on a train. And
I would have been dead.
Go to Edinburgh.
I would have been dead. I would have been Tom Hanks, living in an airport, not because they told me to, just because I couldn't find my way out.
This is where I live
This
now.
is where I live now. This is too confusing.
And it was the Pittsburgh airport. He didn't even make it. Crazy thing is, theater group was based out of Vermont, but he somehow managed to be in the Pittsburgh airport. That's where he lived.
And that's where I live now.
Man, that is what a great time in your life, though. What a great adventure. I can imagine the excitement to get paid to go out of the country and entertain and get paid for entertaining, which is hard enough.
Yeah.
But the other thing too was that when I landed, my ears were so clogged. And I remember thinking to myself, well, at least I'll be going to an English-speaking country. But I landed in London, in Heathrow, and then went to Scotland, where they don't really speak English. And my ears were so clogged when I got to Heathrow, and there were all those like mixed accents, all those mixed British accents. I'm trying to ask them to point me in the direction of the Greyhound bus. And they're telling me like what's and I can't understand a word they're saying because I'm like basically deaf in my ears. And finally the man, like after the third time, he like physically turned me and pointed out the door, and he was like, just go that way. And I was like, okay. And I just dragged my suitcase out the door and walked until I found the bus station. And
what they called the bus station.
And now I live in London.
It was really
donkey.
Yeah.
All right.
Good time.
Hey, Ad Hoc. I hear that we have like half an hour to hang out because of our schedules, and you have 15 minutes to tell us something interesting.
10, because BB has something too, right?
Go ahead, Ad Hoc.
I don't have anything, do I?
No. He just has a work thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I just have work stuff.
Okay. So so I
already got a preview of it, so don't get too happy.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's not good news, but it's not terrible news, but
it's
so much
Merry
fun.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. This is great. I love this. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
so
Maybe we'll call it. Oh, you guys, sorry. I meant to press the button. All right, Ad Hoc, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
No.
Can you imagine buying something at a store, seeing one price, and then you get home and you see on your receipt that everything that you bought at that store was marked up by $700 to $1,000? Everything on your whole receipt, each item marked up. The tag says Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
The counter. They process it. Thank you, sir. Here's your credit card. You get home, you look on the receipt, and every single item marked up $700 to $1,000. That's what happened to me today on the Robinhood exchange. So
it's right in the title, Robin you. That's terrible.
What's going on here? All right. So I go on to say it's a little longer video. It's a 16-minute video. No, we're not going to watch the whole thing because we don't have time for it. But so so Bitcoin is going to the moon again. And you guys know my story. You guys know that back in 2018, I made a lot of money, like 2018 I bought and then I sold in 2021. And I love the product. I believe in it. I was like, I'm putting $6,000 down on this. And if it does what it's supposed to do, I believe in it. If it doesn't, I'm okay. I love the idea of what this is, decentralization of the economy, etc. Put it in. And I told myself the halving, because the way that Bitcoin's set up, it's like every 4 years, it creates digital scarcity. It removes half of the the processing power. So less is released every year. And that causes a surge in the price. Everybody wants to get in, so they buy it before the price goes up. And it drives the stock up. And so I'm like, I'm buying this, and I'm not looking at it for 4 years. And based on the other charts, because it's already happened twice, but this is the 4th time this year. When I did it, it was the 3rd time. And actually, it's the whole reason I came to Pittsburgh. Like, I was in Johnstown, I was broke, and I kept hearing about Bitcoin in like 2016, and I was like, finally, I was like, what is this? Like, and I looked it up, like Googled what is Bitcoin. I read it, and I loved the concept. And I went down a whole rabbit hole, and I learned everything. And for like 3 days, I was like reading everything I could about what this is. Like, and like, it's, and I was fascinated by it. And I was like, I want to invest in this, but I have no money. What am I going to do? Like, I don't want to sit by and watch the train, because I believe this is the future. I believe this is going to change the world and the way that commerce is done. And that's when I started working for Uber. And Uber, there was no Lyft. There was just Uber in Johnstown. I made like $50 a week. I would be logged in on Uber all day long. I would just have it on my phone, and I'd be working, studying like audio stuff and doing the stuff I needed to for Voma. And every once in a while, ding, ding, there would be a ride that like somebody wants a ride from like Coopersdale to downtown or to Richland, and I would hop in my car and I would do that. I made it was hard to make more than $50 a week. One morning, I happened to wake up, and I woke up really early in the morning for some reason, and I started because I saw that there were more ride requests in the morning. So at 6 a.m. I wake up.
She refused to give up
and
white passenger.
What is that? That's BB's. I'm gonna mute your mic, B, just because it was bleeding in.
Yes, yeah.
So I wake up at 6 a.m. I log into Uber, and then I would go back to sleep. And at 7 a.m., this ride comes in, and it's going to the Pittsburgh airport. And I'm like, it was like $100,
Yeah.
To go live in the airport.
Yeah, it's good me. I gotta go back. I was visiting my parents. I gotta go back to my
I
house.
throw my clothes on. I pick up this dude. He works in tech. He has a remote job, but every once in a while he has to go fly somewhere. And so I drive into Pittsburgh. We're talking. I drop him off, and I get $100 in my Uber account. And I'm like, it's like 8 a.m. right now. I'm in Pittsburgh with this Uber. Let me keep it on and see what happens. And that's when I found out where the Uber parking lot was in the airport. I drove down, and then I drove from there downtown. No, and my Uber started going off, and it was just ride after ride. And I was like, I just made another $100. Like, I'm up $200. Like, this would take me
a month. That's a month in Johnstown.
Yeah, right. So I was so excited, and I was like, let me see if I could do this again tomorrow. So I drove home. I might have called Bry right away. I don't remember, but I might have called Bry right away. You remember, B, if I called you right away and told you?
I don't remember if you called right away, but
no, I think it was TK. It wasn't you yet, B, because I was like, I told you guys what happened. It was before we had Big Room, but I called each of you individual. I was like, yo, I got to see if this works again. Can I sleep on your couch? And I slept on you guys' couch for like a week.
Oh,
and then I was talking to BB.
Sounds about right. I mean, sure.
Yeah. Sorry.
I can't remember anything
Beebs.
anyway.
I'm trying to unmute that. What the fuck was
But
it?
what,
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
what is the robbing thing? I just don't understand what happened.
Well,
Yeah,
then-
we haven't.
Getting that. We're getting that.
Oh,
So-
okay. I'm sorry. I thought I missed
But
it.
the point is like I needed money to invest in Bitcoin. And then out of a miracle, like I got this ride and I was like, this is my,
right.
let me see if I can make money tomorrow. And I worked all day and I made another $200 and I did it again. It was like Wednesday. This was like And every day I was making like over $100, between 100 and 200 bucks. And I was like, this is life-changing money for me. It's why I'm here now.
Right.
And I busted my ass, and every day I thought the airport was away, and I put on 80,000 miles. I was at your place for like a week or two, you guys. Then I went to BB's. He said, I'll rent you a room for this much. And it was a great deal. And I was like, yeah, like I make that in a day and I'm covered for the whole month. It ends up that I slept in my car like 5 days a week because I worked all around the clock. I was just trying to stack as much cash as I could because I wanted to invest in Bitcoin. By the time 2018 comes, I have like $7,000 saved up, and I put $6,000 of it into Bitcoin. And I also bought this watch that I designed. I bought the band. This is a $400 watch. It is a $200 band. So that's what I did with the money. I got this watch and I got $6,000 worth of Bitcoin. And I'm like, I'm not looking at it again for 4 years until the halving because that's when it's going to go up. And so fast forward, in that time, I'm working, making Uber. I'm working around the clock. I end up putting 80,000 miles literally on my car that year. I'm sleeping in the airport. I'm sleeping downtown. Every once in a while, I go and sleep at BB's place. Meanwhile, we're trying to write the book in the meantime. It was an exciting year. And I met Nizam that year. And then fast forward like another year in 2021, he calls me and he's like, dude, did you see what's happening to Bitcoin? Don't you own Bitcoin? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not looking at it for I told myself 5 years. I'm not even looking at it. He's like, I think you should look at it. Okay. Well, a couple times that went back and forth and I was like, let me look. And it went from like $20,000 a coin to $60,000. And I bought it at 5 times my money. What is that? I bought it at like, whatever that is. BB, help me with the math. I can't remember.
Well, if you bought, how much did you got $6,000 worth of it?
God, no, I'm sorry. It was trading at 30,000. I bought it at 6,000. That's what it was. 5 times my money. I bought Bitcoin when it was $6,000. Well, today it's new. So then let me jump back. I don't want to jump back today. So then we do this. I sold that money, and with that money, I took my $6,000 back, and I went and started Sage. The rest of it, I moved it all into altcoins like Ethereum and all these other coins, and they did nothing. And that was the end of the bull run, and then it goes back down, and you're in hibernation again for like another 3 years. Then what happens is I take that $6,000, we start Sage, run that until 2020, 2018 to 2020. We're working on that stuff. That's what it was. God, I have the timelines messed up. But yeah, we were working on Sage. Then that happened with the cash. No, I'm sorry. It was, God, how did that work? It was like 2020. No, fuck. I got the timeline messed up.
It doesn't matter. Time passed.
All right.
I got to review the exact timelines of this stuff because it's a pretty awesome story, I think. But I got the money from the sequence is regardless of the dates. I got the money from the Bitcoin. I'm talking to his own. He's like, hey, since you have that money and you have this great idea, why don't we let's start the business? And I was like, dude, I'm trying to buy a house. I want to buy a house because that's going to give me the equity. That's going to create equity. That's going to create wealth flow. And then with that, then we'll do the business. Well, and first rule of business is use other people's money. Like if you got a good idea, investors will give you money. Fuck, we're out of time. It's 9:30. Okay.
Just go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
So, but he, we're talking, he's like, so anyway, we do Sage. You guys know what happened with Sage. We run it till 2020, COVID happens. I'm burnout. I'm working around the clock, but I got a good experience. We were managing a team out of India. I was doing some project management. Never was a project manager before on my own project. We were very optimistic, but I was burnt out. I was working all the time. And afterwards, I'm like, we're building this app. And then COVID happens. And I can't raise any more money. I'm out of money. We have we have an app that works like Uber and Lyft, but the whole back end needs built. And that's the whole admin panel and how everybody gets paid and the tracking for all the drivers. And it was still a lot of work to do. And we needed to raise money. And I created this business plan and all this stuff. And COVID happens. There was like no way to raise money. And then I set up the studio, ended up recording the EP that I did, all original music just for like a year. And just, it was awesome. After that, I met Mariah. I got into audio. I was going to do audio around the city. Then I meet Mariah, and around that time, like the Bitcoin, I should have been paying attention to Bitcoin, but I wasn't. I made some videos in 2021 and around June, but it was going down into a trading channel. And in trading, like you have to watch, it's called technical analysis, and you can see the stock. I knew it was going to go down to about $20,000 and trade in this $20,000 to $30,000 range. And that's when I wanted to buy it back again, because it was like up at like $60,000. That's what it was. And I guess I think I bought it for like 12 because I 5x'd my money. I know that. And so it was like I waited for it to come all the way down, and then like Mariah happened and I got completely like distracted, and I stopped doing the technical analysis, and I ended up spending a lot of money, and all the money that whole year just like went by, and I was supposed to be stocking back into Bitcoin, reloading my Bitcoin again. Well, it ends up going now. We're into the next altcoin, like into the next surge season, like right now. And we have the benefit of looking over the past 3 different cycles, and you can take the graph and overlay it, and it like matches, like the pattern of what it does, how it moves on the charts is almost identical 3 times in a row. So you're thinking about the 4th time, it's going to be the same at least, except this time it's going to be even better because like, ironically, because of Trump embracing Bitcoin and all this stuff. And like, so that shot it up even higher. So it was trading at 60, then 70. That was a new high, 70,000 per coin. And, we all expected that, but now it went over 100 and it went up to like 107,000. And I think the new trading channel, I think the bottom, which is called a support level, it's never going to fall below 80,000 again. So like you're never going to have a chance to buy Bitcoin below 80,000 per coin because there's only so many of them, and it's going to be the new currency. It's going to be digital currency for the world. And we had institutional investors. There's now billions of big institutional investors, big banks, BlackRock, there's ETFs on the stock market for Bitcoin now. So the whole question, like when I was doing it, was like, is this going to be accepted? Is the government going to fight back and reject it and forbid it and make it illegal? And like everything happened in the past, like literally month, that like the ETFs allowed it. There's this one company called MicroStrategy, whose CEO is Michael Saylor. He's a big Bitcoin maximist, they call him. These are enthusiasts about the currency, where it's growing. He's a huge investor. He speaks on it all the time. He's like one of the leading figureheads of explaining what Bitcoin is, in trying to do it in layman terms from a financial perspective, but still in layman terms so people can understand it. And his company just gets accepted on the NASDAQ. So like there's no question that this is now accepted. It's not going to go anywhere. And like countries are buying it. Countries are they're hedging their own currency. Our currency is being devalued about 15% per year. Other countries is getting devalued even worse. So like in the traditional stock market, the S&P 500 was where people put their money to create like a 5% growth on their money. So you want your money making money for you. Like the whole game of finance is like you either trade your time for money on a 1-to-1 ratio, or you have an asset that appreciates. Now, real estate has been the thing, and it will continue to be a great appreciation asset in the United States in certain neighborhoods. Obviously, Johnstown doesn't appreciate as much as Lawrenceville, right? These are appreciation assets, but Bitcoin's an appreciation asset. So, and it's appreciating at like it's outpacing gold by like 100 times. Like it's crazy. And so I'm like, fuck, I fucked up. I should have been stacking in 2020, from 2021 till now. I should have been buying a little bit. It's called cost averaging, into where you take your extra money, whether it's $20 a week or $200 a week, and you buy it, and it goes up and down, but over time it goes up. It's going up, 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 and it's doing this. But if you dollar average your way in, you're going to get a nice average price between the highest mark and the lowest mark. You're going to end up with somewhere in the middle. I should have been doing that for 3 years. Didn't do it. But I did do it on the regular stock market. Now, over the last 6 months, I made about $500 on my traditional stocks. I had like $10,000 in there. But like I moved $7,000 out of that yesterday. And I'm like, I got to get in on this Bitcoin, because like it's not going to come down. I did all my analysis, and I believe that it will eventually, 2 years from now, probably it might touch 70K, but more than likely the bottom is going to be 80K as a support level, and it's going to trade between 80 and 100 before it goes to like $1 million a coin. And the next cycle, it'll go to 1 million at least. But the thing is, this cycle, many predictors are saying it's going to go to 250, and that got me hyped up. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going in at 100. I'm going to just do it. And I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to buy it at 100. I know it'll go down to 70, and I'll dollar cost average my way back down, but I want at least $1,000 at this rate in case it goes to 250 and 100 becomes a new bottom, because it's going to 1 million. It's inevitable in the next 5 years. It's going to be worth them. So what that means is, as much money as you put in, you have a 10 times multiplier. Okay. Which is good. It's not like Bryant casino betting money, but it's not like those type of returns. But for an investor, like, it's a great asset, and it's going to do great things. So I do all this, but every exchange, anytime you exchange money from one currency to another, whether it's going from one country to another, there's an exchange rate. Fucking Robinhood, what they did, they don't steal your money directly, but like in the stock market, there's a thing where it goes up, and then it's called buying the dip. It'll hit a certain mark where it's overbought, and then there's a whole bunch of different statistical analysis that you can kind of monitor this to some degree, but you kind of know like it's going to go back down and test this level before it goes up and tests the upper level. And that's a trading channel. It'll do this between these two levels.
We got to get our kids to bed. So I need you to hit it. I need you to hit the mark. We got to get our kids to bed.
Bro, all right. So the mark is that,
Marky.
I had 7,000. I buy $1,000 worth, and I buy it at this level. And then I did it again. I did like $5,000 worth, and in 5 transactions. And I look, and the cost that they were telling me that I was buying it at wasn't the cost that I was buying it at. Like, they might have bought it at that cost, but the cost that they sold me was $700 to $1,000 more every single time. Like, they marked it up that much. Like, I should have right now, like $5,000 more worth of Bitcoin that I don't have, because they were telling me, yeah, you're buying it at $106,000, which is where it was. It was $106,000. And they sold it to me at $107 every fucking time. And I didn't notice until I looked at the receipt, because this never happened. And like on their exchange, when you're buying stocks, like I had all my money in Robinhood already, just on the stock market side, on the New York Stock Exchange side. I just moved it into the cryptocurrency exchange. This should not have happened, but it did. So yeah, so that's the big news. And so like I went back, I'm like, I got to make this video. I got to warn the crypto community, like Robinhood is ripping people off. Other exchanges will tell you they only charge 0.4 to 0.6% on your money. So on $1,000 trade, that should have cost me $6. Instead,
oh my goodness.
it cost me I thought I was buying it at 106, and I look and everyone's in the one like $1,000 markup. So they're like skimming off the top. I think it might become a class action lawsuit. I don't know. It's totally fucked up. I've never had this experience again before. But like my value was diminished, right? Like they're like, oh, you still have like you moved $7,000 into the crypto market under Bitcoin, but where I thought it was at 106, it's all like my average is like 107 and a half. And I'm like, how did that happen? And then I looked at the receipts and I'm like, what the fuck? And there's nothing I can do about it. They just did it. So it was crazy. So like I lost like over $5,000 of value yesterday. And you know, it went down. It's testing at about $100,000 level right now. It might go down to 80, but it'll go back up. I'm not super worried about it. But the crazy thing is, if I would have just converted that money into USDC and transferred it over to Coinbase, I did that today to test to see what would happen. It literally let me convert my dollars into USDC, which is a cryptocurrency that's matched dollar per dollar to the US dollar currency. No transaction fees. I sent it over to a different exchange, Coinbase. It cost me $3 to send $100. So to send 1,000, it would cost me about $30. And when I bought it on Coinbase, the price that I bought it at was the price that it went through it. So it cost me $30. They charged me $30 and sold it to me at $1,000 more, like on my receipt. So like So like I'm like I should have $5,000 more of Bitcoin than I do because they cheated me. So that was my big news. But it's exciting for me to see this happening again, and I'm excited for it. I sent you guys some videos if you guys want to learn more from people much more like that can explain what Bitcoin is much more intellectually and than I can. You know, but I sent you guys some videos, so watch them at your own, you know, in your own time and learn something. But I'm excited about this opportunity again. I seriously believe I'm going to have an opportunity to five times my money. Now, on this cycle, I might only be able to double my money, and I'm not pulling any of my money out of Bitcoin. I'm going to let it ride. But what I might do is now that I know how Robinhood's cheating, when it gets about $700 more than the price I bought it, I'm going to sell it. And then I'm going to move it over to the Coinbase exchange and rebuy it. And I'm going to do that within minutes. And then I'll get my money back. And that's why I'm not crying right now. Because
Jafar, excuse me, Jafar, you have a question?
I have a question, and it's for BB. I was just curious, how is your dad doing? And Lauren, speaking of people getting robbed.
There's nothing she doesn't. She can't recover. They can't recover anything. Because I'm still not 100%. I'm not 100% clear on what actually happened because I've heard the story.
Put it on a Kristen filter.
It was Kristen the whole time.
No, I read her explanation of it on Facebook to somebody else, and basically it was like somebody called and then was threatening him with jail or federal offense, and so then he spent all this money.
He said it was the bank, and it was his bank. Yeah, it matched his bank, and they get, you know, they just dial for dollars, and eventually, if they say the right bank and it matches the person, they can get a lot of big scares out of that person.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing, I heard the story from Lauren. I heard the story from Dad, and there's still things that just don't make sense to me. Primarily, just knowing my dad's personality, and that according to Lauren and the story that she was told, Dad was on the phone with these people for like 3.5 hours. Dad got just pissed off at a doctor's office. if he's there for 30 minutes.
Mm.
You know, I can't.
Agree.
I just can't see. I can't see Dad. In some sort of all-female orgy, Dad's not going to be there for 3.5 hours. Dad's going to be there for 45 minutes at max, and then get out of there. He's gonna be like, all right, I'm done. I gotta go get I gotta go sleep.
You're gonna sign up.
I agree. I completely agree. So, do you have a theory as
I
to?
don't have a real theory. I don't know, because I said to Laura, I was like, is there something? You know, because could the other sister have somehow been involved in something, or what? Something's not clicking right. And she was like, no, she doesn't think so. So I don't know. So I've pretty much just been like, all right, man, okay. Like I'm not involved. I'm not going to be involved in this
Right.
because,
Okay.
because I already bought one house for you guys, 10 years ago, and
Yeah.
said, hey, here's your solution. And nobody took it, and I got screwed out of $5,000. So after that, I was just like, all right, then, it's okay.
Hey, we got the thread. $5,000 missing thread.
Thread right there. Yeah, but at least mine went to family at least, so that was something. But yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. Lar saw them today, and she was like, "Why do you still have this Jeep?" Because he still has a Jeep that he doesn't use. He never drives it anywhere. He always calls Lauren when he wants to ride somewhere. Really, the only reason he has a Jeep is that Kristen uses it to do things and go places. But Dad's paying $250 a month in insurance, and Dad fills it up with gas. Kristen never buys gas. So Lauren was like, "Get rid of the vehicle. You'll have an extra $250 a month. If you're not going to use it yourself, you're still calling me." And he's like, "Well, how am I going to get to hunting camp then?" And Lauren was like, "The last 4 times you went to hunting camp," first of all, she was like, "The last 4 times you went to hunting camp, you went with your cousin. You went with your cousins or your another relative that was going on at the same time. You rode with them, and then they came back." And I said, it would be cheaper if you just rented a Jeep for the weekend. If you're just going to drive out there and come back, rather than paying $250 a month. It's not like you're going 300 miles to go to camp. It's like an 85-mile drive out to camp and then 85 miles back. You get a rental vehicle for fucking 4 or 5 days. Boom.
And Kristen she ain't basically leaving the house. She's not really leaving the house. Yeah, it's a complete waste of money. Holy shit.
But it's a cycle. It's a set in the mind cycle. That's just the way you do it. That's just the way you do it.
Yeah, it's just the way you do it. But yeah, I don't know about. I don't know. I don't have any other information on the middle sister. I don't know. I have no idea how she is surviving or living. I don't understand it. I don't get what's going on there. And Laura was like, and then they're like, hey, when are we getting together for Christmas? And Laura was like, I ain't doing fucking Christmas this year. I'm going to spend time with John, and we're going to relax, and I ain't spending another $200 on dinner for everyone. I just did that for Thanksgiving.
She hosted Kristen
and no, Kristen, no.
Just check.
Everybody except Kristen.
Oh, that okay.
Yeah, because Kristen just couldn't.
Right.
Lauren would not do. Lauren's done there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely gone to weird places, and then I talked to Dad and Draven a few days ago, and I thought, is there going to be a request for money or something here? There wasn't. It was just regular talk about, we're where everything's at. And I talked to Raven. They're remaking Silent Hill 2, and he was talking about the good old days when he was little and playing it with
you told us
Anna
about
and
that last time.
yeah. And all that. And then Lauren called me, you know. It was like, did they ask you for money? I was like, no, they actually did not. I would let you know if they did. And if they did, they wouldn't have gotten it. But yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
so that's where they're at. Lauren's exhausted and fed up with it all, just wants to have a break. Yeah, that's why her plan is to she's going to 3 different Prince tribute bands in the next 4 weeks.
I saw,
Wow.
I saw that on Facebook too.
And
Yeah.
she
It's
wants
better than Fish and Dead cover bands, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as what I appreciate.
On a good note, I know it's like a million years ago, but when we were in town for Ethnic Festival, I think it was like the first night, I went over to open up the beer truck, and I had to go over to the Bottle Works to get the cash drawer and whatever. And I was coming out and I hear, "Hey, Aunt Rebecca." And I'm like, "What?" What? And I look and it's Lee. And
oh, cool.
And he's doing that like,
Yeah.
That's Lee.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
and I hug him and he's like, "Do I look different?" And I'm like, "I mean, no, you look the same, but you look great." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing great." And I was like, "That's great." And then Ray came over, and then Ray has a girlfriend who looks age appropriate and has all of her teeth. That was how I described her to TK. And he understood.
That's a win. That's a win-win right there. That's a win-win.
She was dressed lovely. She was age appropriate, and she had all of her teeth. She looked like a real human being.
Check.
And then Lauren was over watching them play, and I said something like, "Oh yeah, hey,
Treating heavy. Come watch them play at the Winter Wonder Ball Saturday night at Spirit Lounge, WIP."
So I asked Lauren, I was like, "Hey, I saw Lee earlier." And she was like, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, it's Ray and his girlfriend." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, Ray has a girlfriend." Her name is...
Tawanda?
It is not.
Rashawn.
It is not. It was Toddy Waddy.
It's Watatata.
No, was something like Harmony or
Melody,
Sky or Rain or something.
Frequency.
Yeah, 30
Frequency.
megahertz or something like that. Anyway,
Frequency.
Yo, cut in because I joke
Adam
with.
found his baby's first name.
Yeah.
Did you know? Did you? Yeah, I told. So I joke. Cynthia and I have a running joke about baby names now, and it's like, hey, if we, it just jokes, but it's like the first baby is name Baba and Jira. Injera is a food it's a food name. It's Anjira. We call it Baba Injera. It's a
Shira and Vera.
Yeah, Anjira. It's an Ethiopian food that we had last time. I was like eating. I was like, Anjira. That's a nice sounding name. It could be a baby name. Like, this is our name of our firstborn. Would you mind? She's like, Baba Injira. Nice ring to it.
Is that the cream of wheat loaf?
So that's been like an in-running joke with us. And then the other day, last time I was there, she had a Whopper Jr. for the first time. And I was getting a Whopper Jr. And I pronounced it Whopper Jr., which was like, I texted her, I was like, got baby name number 2, Whopper Jr. Whopper Junior,
and Junior.
Yeah, WAPJUNIA. And I'm like, it's so hilarious to me because like I tell her, it's like African American girl, like black people in America try to pay homage to their African roots and make up names that nobody in Africa has any of the names.
Orangey.
They're just making them up.
Orangey.
So like, no, it's a thing. Like, we gonna name it Wapa Junior because we love Wapa Juniors, and it's an African. It's gonna be an African American baby. So
it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Good.
Guys.
Yeah, so that's it.
See ya. Thank you. I was looking for a heads up or an update. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, that was 1 hour. Thanks for your time.
Yes.
Concentrate on Robinhood. Stay safe out there. Do your
Be
Bitcoin.
safe.
Shit's going down. There'll be a drop in about 2 years. If you guys want to buy, I would say there might be a dip.
You gotta start watching my picks in the room, Adam. If you're talking about the casino,
I don't know how to see that shit still.
It's
You say
in the
there's
social area. Yeah, I made a $20 bet Monday night. $20 bet. I put it in the room. $20 bet. Hit it. My $20 turned into $879.
Holy moly! That just happened.
Yeah, just on Monday.
Oh my goodness,
dude, that's sick.
And then the day before on Sunday,
wow.
I had a $20 bet that was $185. So I won about $1,000 in 2 bets.
I got to get into the degenerate gambling.
Degenerate gambling.
That's from like casino.
It's all about the degenerate gambling.
Yeah, I can't keep up with your bets, but the only thing I will bet on the Steelers, and I'm always looking to see your Steelers bets. No, we're not friends.
My one bet was the $200. The $200 one was a Steeler bet.
But we're not friends on this thing. I can't see your bets. I'm in that group, and it's not the big room, whatever it's called, the big room group. It's not posting in there, and I don't know your trade name.
It is, and I see your name in there.
All right.
It's Monte Carlo twin. Monte Carlo twins.
Oh yeah, it is Monte Carlo. Okay, all right. Well, this.
Yeah, I see that.
I remember
me.
now. The last time
I didn't know that was me.
I didn't bet on this last Steelers game, and I didn't even watch it because I just was really tired, and I knew that we were going to get crushed. And I tuned in on the radio, and it was like by the time I checked in, it was like it was bad.
It was a rough game. Well, all right, Joseph and Josephine.
All right, guys. Baker and Master Baker.
Never forget them.
I'm scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life. And I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
You nailed it, dude. You nailed it. You nailed it, and you visually transformed into fucking Joe Rogan.
You did. Joe Rogan, yeah.
Yeah, you did. You visually transformed into Joe Rogan. It was amazing.